Now, shifting focus, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the 141st International Olympic Committee session at the Jio World Centre in Mumbai yesterday, and the session is now underway. It will continue until the 17th. The Prime Minister said that India is eager to organize the Youth Olympics in 2029. He also said that India will leave no stone unturned in the preparation for the successful organization of the Olympics in 2036. Reliance Foundation chairperson Neeta Ambani also addressed the event. She said that the IOC session in India was indeed a historic event for the country and gave the slogan Olympics by all, Olympics for all. IOC President Thomas Bach has congratulated India for its record-breaking medal haul and said that India's performance at the Asian Games is indeed another illustration of the growing Olympic spirit amongst Indian athletes. Now, remember, India is taking a massive leap forward in its journey as an Olympic nation, with Mumbai hosting the 141st session of the IOC from today. This is, of course, going to be continuing until the 17th of October. The IOC session is returning to India after a gap of 40 years, which is why it's so historic. Now, New Delhi had last hosted the 86th edition of the IOC session back in 1983, but this time the session is taking place in Mumbai. It was inaugurated by the Prime Minister yesterday. But to tell us more about what's going to be taking place in the session between today until the 17th, we're crossing over to CNN News 18's Mumbai Bureau Chief, Vinaya Deshpande. Vinaya, tell us more about what's on the cards.
Provide support and advice to the Athletics Commission Network. The workshops were held in English, French.
Vinaya, can you hear us?
Yes, there seems to be some problem with the audio. The audio is getting cut, but if I can take you through the session today. We are here at the Jio World Centre where the 141st session of the IOC meeting has already begun. Now remember, there was a grand inauguration of the IOC session yesterday at the hands of the Prime Minister. Today is the first day of the session. The sessions have begun at 9 a.m. today and several delegates have been speaking. If I may request my video journalist Rajesh Sapre to show you the proceedings of the House today. In fact, the delegates have reconvened just now after a coffee break, and right now they are discussing on the report on the activities of the IOC Commission. Now these reports have been put forth with respect to various agenda. We saw in the morning that there was a welcome by the IOC President. Thereafter, there was an approval and signature of the minutes of the 139th IOC session in Beijing and of the 140th IOC session. Thereafter, a report was presented by the IOC President, and Olympic agenda for 2020 plus 5 midway report was presented. Reports on the activities of the IOC administration were also presented. So today being the first day of the sessions, really we see a lot of hectic back-to-back activities. All eyes clearly will be on what happens to the proposals which have been put forth with respect to the 5 new sports that seem to be added yesterday. Shah Rukh Khan, while speaking to the network, also said that he was quite excited that cricket was a part of one of the proposed games, and that 2028 LA might see cricket as well, which was being seen as a huge opportunity. So there is clearly a lot of interest about what is being discussed here at the IOC, not to take away the fact that this is a historic moment for India's sporting journey as well, even as the IOC or the Olympic movement has returned to India after a gap of 40 years. This is only the second time when India has hosted an IOC session, and yesterday the Prime Minister made it amply clear that it was the desire of the Indians that India should get to host Olympics as well. So as early as by the end of this decade itself is when the Prime Minister says that at least the Youth Olympics is something that India should get the opportunity to host, and the fact that India has shown its prowess through various global events, including the very successful G20 that was conducted recently, where India was the host. So on the background of all this, there is a reinvigorated interest with respect to India's role in this, and we are seeing that the IOC session, which has begun today and will continue till the 17th, will have important takeaways. Back to you.
Thank you so much for joining us and bringing us those key takeaways.